All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. It seems like these anti-Trump protesters don't even know the reason why they really mad at Donald Trump. They really don't know the reason why they really mad at Elon Musk. Because you know why? We have found out that the Democrats has been paying these protesters to go after President Trump the same way we find out they've been paying these protesters to throw Molotovs through Tesla dealership windows, attacking people. Think about this. It was a woman the other day with just a elderly lady driving her Tesla, and this guy just turned right in front of, got out his car and just started attacking her just because she drives a Tesla. Like, this stuff right here has to stop. Not only that, Bernie Sanders even went off and slammed the Democrat Party, his own party, which we don't really care about Bernie Sanders because they all think alike. Him, AOC, Elizabeth Pocahontas, Warren, Maxine Waters, all of them think just alike because he kind of reminds me of, you know, Bill Maher. He'll talk about his own party but still vote for him. It just don't make any sense at all. But we definitely get into this video about Deborah Dawkins. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the ones that always stay to the end because it definitely helps get the videos out there. And shout out to the ones that always let me know in the comment section that they did watch the entire video. I really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
In today's video, protesters can't even explain why they're protesting President Trump. Bernie Sanders calls out the Democratic Party again, and Democrats want you to believe that Republicans have buyer remorse.
What are we protesting today?
Donald Trump.
What's Donald Trump doing that we're protesting?
Well, he is fucking up the American democracy right now and trying to kind of repeal a bunch of shit in the Constitution, like, you know, rights and liberties. So,
what?
Is there anything in specific that he's...
I don't have all the information, but
Now, look at this. He literally said, I don't have all the information of why I'm mad at Donald Trump. I'm just out here protesting. You know why? Because you've been paid.
What?
No.
What are you against?
Personally, I'm against tyrants. I'm against tyranny. That's what I'm against.
And who do you think is doing that?
Currently, Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of his cabinet members.
Why Elon Musk, though?
The Department of Government Efficiency, he was put in charge of a department that doesn't even exist before this, and he's not even an American.
Who's not an American?
Elon Musk.
Okay,
He's from South Africa. I don't know if you knew that.
How do you feel
But
about
because he from South Africa, what that's supposed to mean? What that's supposed to mean? Just because he from somewhere? I mean, my God.
Donald Trump?
I think that he deserves to die.
You should what?
Die.
Okay.
Wishing
how I
death
feel.
on President
So
Trump.
the only way to respond to people like that is just with facts, really, and that is that Elon Musk is a citizen of America. He holds an American citizenship. Okay, yes, he was born in South Africa, but he is an American citizen. That's
Exactly.
number one. Number two, even though Joe Biden did the damage he did, I never once wished for him to die. Now that just shows you the mental crisis that's taking place on the left.
Yeah,
And it's
this is
unfortunate.
crazy. That guy literally said he hoped Donald Trump die. And then he out there talking about he protesting but don't know the reason why he protested. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't have the list in front of me or why I hate Donald Trump. I'm just out here. It just don't make any sense at all.
Fortunate. But these are the people who are continuing to participate in these protests. Now, the credit for these videos is linked in the description below. I think he has a lot of good interactions in these protests. So if you want to dive deeper, just go to the description below this video and you could check out his account on TikTok. Now, let's go to this next clip.
So, if you could have a Tesla Cybertruck brand new right now, would you take it?
No,
Why is that?
I don't support Elon or anything about him.
I will throw my spouse under a bus before I will throw the person that I voted for under a bus.
So you don't want Trump to be the president?
I would rather not.
So, would you prefer Kim Kardashian to be the president?
No, I'm good.
This administration has cut U.S. aid, and I find that reprehensible. I see no alternative position to that. So I guess, you know, people that are starving, people that have to pay for water, I just think we should give a damn about each other. I guess that's my position.
What is U.S. aid?
U.S. aid is the allotment that is guaranteed to help people in impoverished places to have like medical care, for instance.
If he acting like that, Donald Trump don't care about the American people. Why didn't we see this same guy when Kamala Harris was offering them $750, but yet they was giving more money to Ukraine and all these other countries? But when people lost their homes, I think it was in North Carolina. Oh, what'd she say? We're gonna get them $750. To me, that sounds like Kamala Harris didn't care about the American people. But they all are one-sided. That's the problem. They all are one-sided. And you can tell they just listening to the media's lies, especially CNN, MSDNC. You can tell these people are just listening to what they saying and just running out there to the streets and just protesting for no reason.
Is that like in here in the United States?
No.
It's where?
So, okay.
So U.S. So
No,
the U.S.
Wait, you asked me a question. I'll try to finish it because you're giving me some tough questions about specifics. I don't have facts. I don't have like a sheet of information with me.
Yeah, so I believe that sums up exactly what's wrong with the individuals that were participating in these protests yesterday. I believe it's a flop because I don't know what their end goal is exactly. I don't see how they got anything out of it except their ability to scream and cry about something, I guess, as a group. That's what we witnessed yesterday. And furthermore, they're not even educated on the issues. And even worse, you got people willing to throw their spouses under a bus, a set of the elected officials that has continued to lie and fail them every step of the way.
This is insane.
Which is the Democratic Party. And this takes us to our second story, where Democrats in the media want you to believe that Republicans have buyer remorse about President Trump because they have nothing else. So they have to repeat a lie over and over and over again, hoping that people will believe it. Take a look.
Who are we to blame for those jobs being offshored over the past 40 years?
David,
hold on. We did this Democratic and Republican.
From Michigan about brownfield.
Listen, you don't have to tell the Congresswoman from Michigan about brownfield sites.
Please, hold on.
I invite you to come to my district and listen to Republicans in my district who are saying they regret their vote.
Let me finish. Donald Trump is trying to rectify bad policy, Republican and Democratic policy over the past 40 years. So it's going to be a little painful to get these jobs to come back. We've had policies which have encouraged manufacturing to go overseas.
Now, I guess you're going to have to make a decision on who you believe. President Trump is now experiencing a higher approval rating after his tariff announcement at 53%, a 4% increase. But Democrats want you to believe that we all have buyer remorse, and this is not what we voted for.
Exactly. President Trump approval rating is constantly going up. It's like CNN them don't even want to talk about it. They want to make it seem like his ratings are so down when it's not. When every time you see President Trump ratings, it is constantly going up, and that's the reason why they are so freaking mad that they got to keep sitting on CNN just telling lies.
So, again, who do you believe?
I guarantee you, if you told Americans, would you be willing to pay $1 more for tube socks if we made them in America? They would say, sure, we'll take that pain. And that's what's happening.
Maybe you and I would, David. I don't know that.
Jake, I think every American would do it because we want to make
afford it. We can afford it.
We want to make things. Listen, we want to make things in America. And if you explain to people, Jake, that $1.50 would go to their neighbors who are working in factories in America, they would take it day in and day out. I promise.
Again, I invite you to come.
I will go. Let's go. We'll go together. I'll come with you. You come to Alabama.
The town halls that we have been doing, where we are seeing Republicans and Democrats alike. I went to a county that Trump won by 20 points. Hundreds of people showing up and saying, I'm a Republican. I voted for Trump.
Oh, shut up. See, this is what I'm talking about. So she'll sit right here up on this show and just tell a blatant lie. Oh, when Donald Trump voted, I had a lot of people, Republican, came in and saying, man, I regret voting for what? Why would they say that? You just sitting on this show just telling a damn lie. What? That's exactly what you're doing. You're telling a lie because you're trying to get this train going. Oh, people, if that was the case, why is Donald Trump approval rating still going through the roof?
What?
Why is his approval rating still increasing then if people regretting that they voted for him? This is just a lie that that CNN wants to run with and trying to drill into people's heads. Like, shut up with this line.
And this is not what I voted for.
Oh, how is it not what people voted for and Donald Trump said on the campaign trail what he was going to do? Let me ask her this. Ma'am, since you think you know everything, this is what we didn't vote for. Donald Trump said on the campaign trail everything he was going to do. and people voted for it. So now you're saying those same people who voted for what Donald Trump is doing when he said he was going to do it, now all of a sudden they regret it? If that was the case, they wouldn't have voted for him in the first beginning. They would have never voted for him because he's doing everything he said he was going to do on the campaign trail. They'll let you know she's just sitting here just telling a damn lie. That's what she's doing.
Just say the Congresswoman is absolutely correct. Republicans are mad. They're showing up at these town hall meetings. They want answers. Fine. 1 year from now, if tariffs actually work out and prices are low across the board, then what? Will they still feel the same? I mean, I think that is a legitimate question. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but there's no elections right now. So when midterms rolls around and things are more positive than they are today, and tariffs have proven to work, and interest rates are low, and everything is low, then what? Now here is MSDNC following suit on the same talking point.
I already knew
that
it.
there is buyer remorse.
We went and talked to 50 Wall Street leaders, and again, we didn't want to get the Main Street of Wall Street. We wanted the leaders, the Howard Lutnick types, billionaire investors, people running big money, asset managers, top wealth advisors. And, there's a lot of buyer's remorse on Wall Street right now. We saw, of these 50, 72% said this is not effective. 66% said they do not support Trump's policies. And more interestingly, of people, we polled whether or not they were a Trump supporter going in to this new Trump term. And more than a third of the respondents said they no longer support Trump's economic policy. So you're seeing kind of a consensus forming on Wall Street, and a lot of people sitting there pulling out their hair. And I'm getting texts the last 48 hours. What is going on from people who?
Oh man, shut your damn mouth, bro. You ain't getting text from nobody. It's just some old crap that you running with MSNBC, just like they running over there to see. CNN with. Nobody wants to hear all of these lies of talking about people having buyer remorse. We had Republicans show up and they were not happy. Because if them people was telling y'all that they were happy with what Donald Trump is doing, which I pretty believe that that's what they did. I believe they said they was happy, and y'all ran to their show and tried to say, they ain't happy. Just so y'all can get the train rolling and have people talking about it. Nobody's falling for that crap. Why is his approval rating still going through the roof then, if that's the case? Like, come on, man.
We're supporting Trump, and we're supporting these, his economic regimen.
All right. Well, there's only one or two ways to look at this. One is to the eyes of a middle-class worker, average American, probably doesn't have money in the stock market, maybe has a 401k. They care less what Wall Street thinks.
Yeah,
because we know
exactly.
Wall Street, they've been eating for quite some time now. Over the last 4 years, they won, and Main Street lost. And that brings me to the second perspective. Okay, well, are these individuals on Wall Street, these leaders, are they more upset because they don't like that there's uncertainty and they want to be able to predict things? And so they're upset that there is a change, a transition in the policy, and they don't like it. Now, here's another clip that debunks the idea that there is remorse when it comes to President Trump, because even unions are backing President Trump's strategy on tariffs. Take a look at this exchange.
Let me ask you, because another group you're in touch with, the United Auto Workers Union, you have a lot of that. They have supported you for years and years and years. They were excited to have you on the Democratic ticket. President Trump argues that these tariffs are needed to bring American manufacturing back and to help American workers left behind in places like Minnesota. He has support from the UAW. The UAW called his auto tariffs, quote, a long overdue shift away from a harmful economic framework that has devastated the working class. It signals a return to policies that prioritize the workers who build this country rather than the greed of ruthless corporations, unquote. I have to say, that sounds a lot like language you would use. What do you say to the UAW?
Yes. It is what I would use. And here's the thing that the Democrats have to figure out. Donald Trump's language around this, he's not wrong that we've had manufacturing gutted. He's not wrong that we saw an outshoring. People of my generation were told, there aren't going to be any manufacturing jobs, so you need to go to college and rack up student loan debt. The problem is Donald Trump's solution to this is not the solution. Now, UAW is right. Certain tariffs, if they're on to steel or if they're targeted correctly, do make a difference. That's not what we're dealing with here.
So it seems like we're having to repeat ourselves here. Democrats have an easy time criticizing the tactics of President Trump, but they provide no solution whatsoever. In fact, in most of these policy decisions that President Trump is enacting, it's a response to the failed decisions from Democrats.
Yep.
So it's a double whammy, in my opinion. They caused the problem. Now they're trying to criticize the person who's trying to solve the problem, and they still offer no solutions.
How long do you anticipate this tariff chaos is going to be going on? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days?
Well, first of all, Jake, thank you for having me. I think it's really important to realize that last Wednesday was when the president announced this new American order, the new American economic plan. We're now 2 days in, right? You've got 2 days of data. Everyone, especially on your side, on the left, is freaking out.
I'm not on the left.
But at the end of the day, listen, this whole concept, all right, Jake, thank you. This whole concept is about rebuilding an American economy around American goods, around American industry.
Yeah, so that reaction from Jake Tapper sums up the smug attitude from CNN. That's why MSDNC gets better ratings than they do, because at least MSDNC is honest about who they are. They are not afraid to say we are on the left. We definitely hate Donald.
Everybody know Jake Tapper is on the left, but he's trying to act like he ain't. We all know you on the left. You support their policy. You support Joe Biden, and you knew he was wrong. Come on now. Nobody's falling for that crap, Jake.
On Trump. They're not afraid. But CNN likes to act, oh, we are professionals. We don't really hate Trump. We're just reporting on the facts. Okay. And everybody sees right through that.
Exactly.
So yes, Jake Tapper, you are on the left. Now this takes us to our third story, and that is Bernie Sanders. He's continued to come out and criticize the Democratic Party. He believes he has the solutions because they have failed the working class in this country.
You're speaking to working people, but if you could look the Democratic leadership in the House and Senate in the eye and tell them
I do
one
look
thing.
at them. I meet with them every day.
I know you don't shy away, but what could you tell them now about what to hear from your rallies, your events?
That's not quite the question. I mean,
What is the question then? What do they need to know?
Why are they held in so low esteem? Why has the working class of this country largely turned away from them? And what do you have to do to recapture that working class? Do you think working people are voting for Trump because he wants to give massive tax breaks to billionaires that cut Social Security and Medicare? I don't think so. It's because people say, I am hurting.
I'm so sick of this tax breaks to billionaires cry, bro. They just be, boy, I'm telling you, these Democrats, they just say anything, bro. How many times do we gotta keep hearing them say something? Oh, he just want to get tax breaks to billionaires. He want to keep billionaires rich. He don't care about the American people. This is just the lies these Democrats just continue to run with, man. It's insane.
Democratic Party has talked a good game for years. They haven't done anything. So I think what the Democratic Party has to make a fundamental decision, and I'm not sure that they will make the right decision. Which side are they on? Are they going to continue to hustle large campaign contributions from very, very wealthy people? Or do they stand with the working class?
So my response to Bernie Sanders is this. Number one, listen, Democrats don't even have humility, let alone the ability to take responsibility. So there's no way that they would actually make a decision like that. Number two, Democrats have a credibility issue. They covered up Joe Biden's mental decline.
Yep.
And not only did they cover it up, but they made people like you and me feel like we're crazy or something. They call this conspiracy theories. And number three, the media can't be trusted either. They don't have credibility as well.
Yep.
So when you come out and you say, well, we are for the working class, the problem is even if you truly mean it, you broke the trust and nobody believes you. Now, to prove my point even further, take a look at this exchange between Jake Tapper and Tim Walz.
Don't you think your party needs to acknowledge that President Biden was not up for the job of running for re-election and that this was a major mistake by the
He made that
Democrats?
decision.
I know, but you all went along with the idea that he was
Yeah,
up.
see, that's the thing. Now, I'm going to let Jake Tapper finish, but now I do, see, this is what I like. I like fairness. Even though we don't like Jake Tapper, but if you're going to at least call him out like y'all like to call out Donald Trump. Call out Tim Walz. But like Jake Tapper getting ready to say, but yeah, he wanted to run, but yeah, y'all covered it up. Kamala Harris lied in numerous videos, like numerous interviews when they were asking her about Joe Biden and his mental decline. Oh, nothing wrong with him. He's good as a tag. Nothing is wrong. She just straight lied and covered it up. Now, I'm very interested. Let's listen to what Tim Walz, we know Tim Walz is oh man, this guy's a liar, lied about his military background, just lied about everything. So let's take that back because I want to listen to this again, y'all. Let's go.
And to prove my point even further, take a look at this exchange between Jake Tapper and Tim Walz.
Don't you think your party needs to acknowledge that President Biden was not up for the job of running for re-election and that this was a major mistake by the
He made that
Democrats?
decision.
I know, but you all went along with
he
the
made that
idea that he was
decision.
up for it, and he wasn't. And everybody saw it, and the country rejected it.
Yeah, well, look, history will tell us to go back on that. That very well could be the case, Jake. What I'm concerned about is learning from those lessons. I would hope we would never do it again, make a mistake, make sure we go through and get someone. But I don't know where it helps us going forward. I certainly am deeply concerned that Donald Trump is going to lead us down a horrific look.
He see, this is what Tim Walz always does. If they call him out on something, because I used to get on to him about this all the time. When they call him out on something, he try to like switch it to Donald Trump. He try to hurry up and get off that subject because he don't want to stay on it and answer that question and just go straight over to talking about Donald Trump. Like, come on, man.
Where it helps us going forward. I certainly am deeply concerned that Donald Trump is going to lead us down a horrific look. Thank God it's tariffs that he said. Donald Trump listens to no one. Remember, Donald Trump has statements about, I don't think nuclear war would be that bad.
He ain't talking about Donald
we're
Trump.
Lucky that he went.
He ain't talking about Donald Trump, Tim Walz. He asked you about why you and Kamala Harris and the Democrats covered up Joe Biden's mental decline, and you done switched the whole thing up to talking about Donald Trump. My God.
And after tariffs instead of that route, we have an issue in this country that is going to impact us. And if there is not a loyal opposition, if there's not some soul searching on our side, if there's not reaching out to those folks who are in the streets, they're leading right now.
You see, that's everything wrong with individuals on the left. And yes, Jake Tapper, you are on the left.
Yes,
okay?
you are.
The media just has amnesia. They act like they didn't even help cover it up, okay? That's the way he was framing that question. That's number one. Number two, now Tim Walz wants to accept the idea that it was a mistake. But you didn't say that 6 months ago,
nope.
Right? I find that to be interesting. And number three, this is a waste of time because you're so obsessed with President Trump. Now you're obsessed with selling books about Joe Biden's scandal. But what you're not obsessed with is actually creating solutions and communicating those solutions to the American people, which is why President Trump has a higher approval rating today than he did last week.
Exactly.
But hey, if you're Cory Booker, you can care less about that approval rating because your mission is to continue to repeat the same lie over and over and over again because, you know, eventually the voter base will believe you. Take a look at this.
I'm really proud, and it's not about Democrats or Republicans right now. I'm just proud of Americans that saying I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, that I'm hearing the voices of my neighbors who are hurting, who are scared, who are afraid, who've lost their jobs, who are in danger of losing their health care, who've lost benefits and services at Social Security. And I'm going to join in the fight. And I'm going to stand for my family. I'm going to stand for my parent with Alzheimer's who relies on Medicaid, my neighbor who has a child who's disabled who relies on Medicaid. I'm going to stand for the veterans. I'm going to stand for people who've seen their...
Okay, why you ain't stand for all your people when Joe Biden was running and just terrorizing this country?
What?
So now Donald Trump, the president, now all of a sudden, I'm going to stand for my people. I'm going to stand for I'm going to stand for my neighbors. But when Joe Biden was destroying this country for the last 4 years, Cory Booker, where was you?
What?
Where was you? Nowhere to be found. Now, all of a sudden, y'all want to try to gaslight working class? Like, come on, man. They trying to gaslight the working class voter like with this nonsense.
Retirement security explode, who've seen their prices go up. I'm going to stand for people that are being disappeared off of American sidewalks. I'm going to stand for scientists who've seen their funding for their critical research cut.
All right. Cory Booker wants us to believe that it's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. But what he's really saying is a lot of the same old empty platitudes and talking points that do not lead to results. Okay,
Nope.
That's just the bottom line here. A lot of virtual signaling as well. And while he's doing all of that, President Trump is delivering on his promises.
That's what he's doing.
Border crossings are down 95%. He is deporting tens of thousands of people who have been dangerous, including murderers from New York City. He is also making sure that, look, we've seen mortgage rates come down, inflation has come down, egg prices have come down. These are things you cannot ignore. It's been he's brought home around a dozen hostages, people who were held overseas.
See, that's the thing. They ain't gonna want to talk about that. They want to try to point out so-called things they think Donald Trump is doing bad, but the stuff like this, bringing home people, egg prices coming down, they don't want to talk about that. They trying to ignore that and make it seem like they damn neighbors is mad and they fight for their neighbor. This is what Democrats do. They are a bunch of liars, and I don't see them being in power again. I just really don't see it. Who's going to vote for the Democrat Party in 2028? when they know what they all about. They don't care about the American people. They care about illegal aliens. They up here hiring judges to try to force Donald Trump to turn the plane around and drop murderers and R words and stuff back into this country. So it's like, come on, man.
And within down, inflation has come down, egg prices have come down. These are things you cannot ignore.
Nope.
It's been he's brought home around a dozen hostages, people who were held overseas, and he within 2 months was able to get them back. So is there a little concern about the market? Absolutely there is. I think it is a little bit of a over-exaggeration by the market at this moment, and I would equate it to a little turbulence as you move to smooth skies. But you've seen trillions of dollars in investment. You've seen companies saying that they're going to expand operations here. And, of course, a great jobs report the other day, nearly 250,000 new jobs.
And that's what the facts are, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
President Trump is fulfilling the promises that he made on the campaign trail.
Yep.
Obviously, the results on some of those promises will take time. But overall, I can't remember the last politician who actually did exactly what they said they were going to do. And so Democrats have nothing to really say, and there's nothing they really can do except to just let things happen and wait till the midterms and see how Americans feel about everything. Which brings me to the question of this video.
Well, here we go right there. Salute to Devori Darkins. Make sure y'all go over to his channel. Go subscribe to him. Let him know in the comment section that DAREALADOGG sent you. And we had to check this out, man. We see what these anti-protesters did. Bernie Sanders going off on Democrats. Cory Booker is just continuing just to keep telling lies. Him and Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Jasmine Crock shit, all of them. They just over there just telling lies, just trying to gaslight the American people as if Donald Trump ain't doing everything he said he was going to do on the campaign trail. But they won't talk about egg prices coming down, him bringing home some hostages. They don't want to talk about any of that. They just want to run with their own little narratives, their own little talking points, and lie to the American people like they always do. Like I said, thank you all for watching. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments section, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.